Hello, I'm Joshua Brown from howtobecome.com, a leading interview training company that has helped millions of candidates worldwide prepare to pass their job interviews. And in this video, I'm going to help you succeed in your blockchain interview. Oh, and don't forget to let me know which job role you're applying for in the comment section below so I can personally give you extra interview tips and questions. Okay, blockchain style interview question number 1 is, can you explain what blockchain is and how it works? Here is my top scoring answer to help you come up with your own brilliant response. Of course, at its core, a blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records transactions across a network of computers. Instead of one central authority, like a bank controlling the data, the information is distributed and verified by participants in the network. Every transaction is grouped into a block, and once a block is full, it's cryptographically linked to the previous block, forming a chain. This linking, along with consensus mechanisms like proof of work or proof of stake, makes the system highly secure because altering one block would require changing every subsequent block across the network. What makes blockchain powerful is that it creates transparency and trust without needing intermediaries. Whether it's financial transfers, smart contracts, or verifying identity, blockchain provides a secure, tamper-resistant record that anyone on the network can verify. That's why it's so transformative for industries like finance, supply chain, and beyond. That was a brilliant answer, and it works really well because I explain blockchain in simple, clear terms without getting lost in jargon. I break it down into 3 parts. First, what blockchain is, a decentralized ledger. Second, how it works, blocks linked with cryptography and verified through consensus. And third, why it matters, transparency and trust without intermediaries. This structure shows both technical understanding and the ability to communicate complex ideas clearly, which is exactly what blockchain.com looks for. They want people who can bridge the gap between technology and business impact, and this answer does just that. Okay, let's move on to blockchain.com style interview question number 2. What motivates you to apply for a role at blockchain.com, and what interests you about the company's values? So why is this question being asked? Well, it's being asked to assess your motivation and to see if your motivation aligns with blockchain.com's mission and values. That's really important. So in your answer, make sure you show how your personal values match the company's focus on accessibility, transparency, and decentralization. Here is a fantastic top scoring answer to help you come up with your own brilliant response. What motivates you to apply for a role at blockchain.com, and what interests you about the company's values? I'm motivated to apply to blockchain.com because I want to be part of a company that's making financial systems more open, fair, and accessible worldwide. What excites me is the chance to work at the intersection of cutting-edge technology and real-world impact, building products that give people more control over their money, especially in regions where access to traditional banking is limited. I've followed blockchain.com for some time, and I really connect with its mission to empower users through transparency, security, and decentralization. The company's values, from putting customers first to challenging the status quo, align with how I like to work. I enjoy solving problems that matter and contributing to something bigger than myself. For me, this role isn't just about working in blockchain. It's about being part of a team that's driving positive change in global finance. And that's what really motivates me to want to join blockchain.com. This is another brilliant answer that works because I don't just say I want the job. I connect my motivation to blockchain.com's mission and values. I highlight their focus on accessibility, transparency, and decentralization, and then show how those align with my own personal approach to work. It also works because I make it personal. I explain that I'm motivated by solving problems that matter and contributing to global financial inclusion. That shows genuine interest in the company's vision, not just the role. Employers at blockchain.com want to see that you're driven by their purpose, and this answer makes that clear. Okay, now don't go anywhere because I still have plenty more blockchain.com style interview questions and brilliant answers to give you. But when you're ready, and only if you want to, you can click that link in the top right-hand corner or in the pinned comment below the video at any point during this training. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my top 25 blockchain.com style interview questions and answers suitable for all job roles to help give you the edge in your interview. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Can you describe a time when you worked on a complex technical or problem-solving project? Now, this is a behavioural interview question, a question where you are required to talk about your prior experiences, and it's being asked to evaluate your problem-solving skills and your ability to deliver results under pressure. In your answer, make sure you outline a challenge, your actions, and quantify positive results. Make sure you always show positive results and quantify it. And I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. But before I do, a bonus tip here: when answering behavioural interview questions, structure your answer using the STAR method, STARR. It stands for this. The first letter is S for situation. You start your answer off with, what was the situation you found yourself in? So describe that. What situation did you find yourself in? You then move on to T for task, and you talk about the task that you needed to carry out. A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? The first R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? Make sure it's always a positive end result. And the final R is for reflection. What did you learn from this experience? Here is a brilliant top scoring answer using that STAR structure to help you. Can you describe a time when you worked on a complex technical or problem-solving project? In my previous role, I was part of a team tasked with improving the performance of a payments platform that was struggling with slow transaction processing during peak periods. The issue was complex because it involved multiple systems, the database, APIs, and server configurations. My responsibility was to identify where the main bottlenecks were and propose solutions that wouldn't disrupt customers during the rollout. I started by running detailed performance tests to gather data and pinpoint where the slowdown was happening. From there, I collaborated with developers and infrastructure engineers to redesign how requests were being queued and processed. We introduced caching for frequent queries, optimized the database indexes, and staggered workloads more effectively. Throughout the project, I made sure to document our approach and keep stakeholders updated in plain language so they understood both risks and progress. After implementation, transaction times dropped by around 40%, system reliability improved, and customer complaints reduced significantly. This experience showed me the importance of structured problem solving, analyze the data, collaborate across teams, and focus on solutions that improve the customer experience. This is a great answer because I used that STAR method. I clearly explained the situation, my role, the actions I took, and the results. And that structure shows the panel that I can handle complex problems logically and methodically. And I also reflected on the experience, showing what I learned and what I can bring to blockchain. This answer also works because I highlight collaboration and communication, not just technical fixes. At blockchain.com, being able to explain technical solutions to both engineers and non-technical stakeholders is vital in most roles. Finally, I quantify the outcome, reducing transaction times by 40%, which proves my workload and my work had a measurable impact. That combination of structure, teamwork, and results makes this a top scoring answer. Let's now take a look at another question. Why do you think transparency is important in blockchain projects, and how would you apply it in your role? I love this question, and it's designed to check if you understand blockchain's core value of transparency and if you can apply it at work. So make sure you link transparency to trust and credibility, then explain practical ways that you'd apply it in your role. Here is how you can do that with this brilliant top scoring answer to help you come up with your own fantastic response. Why do you think transparency is important in blockchain projects, and how would you apply it in your role? I think transparency is at the heart of why blockchain exists. The whole point of the technology is that it removes the need for blind trust in a central authority by letting everyone on the network verify information for themselves. If blockchain projects weren't transparent, they would lose one of their biggest advantages, building trust with users. For me, transparency also means how a company communicates. In blockchain and crypto, markets move quickly, and customers want to know they're getting honest, accurate information. At blockchain.com, I would apply this value in my role by making sure my work is well documented, decisions are clearly explained, and communication with both colleagues and users is open and straightforward. Whether it's contributing to clear product updates, documenting technical changes, or sharing progress with my team, I'd focus on keeping information accessible. That builds credibility, avoids confusion, and helps create long-term trust with our users and the wider community. This is a great answer because I link transparency directly to the core purpose of blockchain technology, building trust by letting people verify data themselves. That shows I understand the big picture, not just the buzzwords. It also works because I make the answer practical. I don't just say transparency is important. I explain how I'd apply it day to day through documentation, clear communication, and open updates. That shows I can translate values into real behaviours at work. Finally, I highlight how transparency builds credibility with users, which is exactly what a company like blockchain.com needs to succeed in such a competitive market and fast-moving industry. So those are just some of the key questions that you should be preparing for. But if you want the full list of the top 25 blockchain-style interview questions, plus brilliant example answers like I've just given you to help you pass your interview at the first attempt, then click that link in the top right-hand corner or in the pinned comment below for two reasons. Firstly, this will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you'll get all the answers we've covered today, plus a total of 25 expertly crafted responses to the most commonly asked blockchain-style interview questions. Secondly, and as a bonus, I've also included 3 smart questions that you should ask at the end of your interview on that page to make a lasting impression. It's a powerful resource designed to put you ahead of the competition, so make sure you check it out. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Also, hit that like button if you found this useful. It really helps motivate me to create more videos like this for you. If you have any questions about this role or any other job interview, drop them in the comments below. I reply to all comments with tips and advice. And finally, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description. I'd love to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best in your blockchain interview. Have a brilliant day.